If you're listening to this in real time, then we are in the midst of a 31-day TikTok challenge in my Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/audience and authority. And we would love it if you'd come join us too. It is totally free. This is not because I am a TikTok master. I do not claim that, but I do say that the reason I have been so successful on social media is because I play, I experiment, I look at the analytics and see what works, and then I rinse and repeat. And I've done that for my clients. I've done that for myself. I want to help you do that too for yourself. So come join us on this 31-day TikTok challenge in the Facebook group. Every day I'm making at least one TikTok, probably several, and then I'm sharing what's working, what's not, what new features did I learn, what am I learning from the platform in real time, and I'm going to be sharing that in the group. I'm thinking about also putting a podcast version of that as well, so you can look and listen out for that. But I would love for you to come and join us so you can get that accountability, community, and support as you continue to grow your own social media community. Can't wait to see you there. Hello and welcome to the Social Media Magic Podcast, the perfect podcast for TPT sellers, teacherpreneurs, and teacher business owners who consider themselves to be introverts. Each episode shares all kinds of ideas, tips, tactics, and strategies to help you make more sales and grow your community on social media. Without further ado, let's get on to today's episode. Hello. Welcome back, podcast listeners and Facebook group members. So glad you're here. We are on day 4 of our 31-day TikTok challenge. And if you're listening to the podcast and you're not in the Facebook group yet, come and join us because they're getting the video versions, you're getting more tutorial support, and then you can get your questions asked in real time, which is something that's so hard when you're just out there because you're like, oh gosh, I don't want to pay for a whole month of social media service management or a coach for just one session. I just have a few questions I need answered. Then the Facebook group is a great place for you. Come join us. If you're already in the Facebook group, yay, I'm so glad you're here. Seriously, you guys give me the best ideas for new offers, and I just want to reward you guys as much as I can. I'm so grateful. Okay, so let's talk about TikTok. What did I do on TikTok for the features? Because a lot of times when you hear about like hacks and tricks and things like that, it's really just someone figuring out how to use the features that are native to the platform in a really creative and engaging way that stops the scroll, that gets people to watch the whole video, that really helps them communicate. Because at the end of the day, social media is art and it's communication. And if you can get those things down, if you know what you want to say, who needs to hear what you want to say, and how you want to say it. Do you want it to be an audio and video? And then if you do audio and video, where are you going to say it? Things like that. Those are all things that we're considering, but we need to know how to use the features as well. And also to kind of know the culture, because TikTok kind of has an overall culture, and then there's little mini subcultures by niche. But I just want to share this one thing, and I'm actually not sure if the camera will catch it. We'll see, because it's kind of hard to show you in a tutorial version. Okay, but one thing I did on this one is I simply use the captions, and it's kind of hard to tell, but I did it in my brand colors. So that's one thing I did. I also recorded a mini tutorial, and I use the app X Screen Recorder. I'm going to double check that just to make sure, just a second here. But you can see I actually showed on my phone on the TikTok how someone can go to their Facebook personal profile and actually pin post. So I'm going to show you guys here how to do that here in the group in a separate video, just because obviously that won't make sense on the podcast. That's something that's really helpful you can do, by the way. That way you can pin like a freebie opt-in or a Facebook group you want them to come join, because people check out your personal profile all the time on Facebook. Might as well be using it for lead generation. Anyway, on TikTok, so the things I tried were I recorded a mini tutorial and I uploaded that. I did my captions in my brand colors, and then I also made an Instagram reel, and I want to share this tip for there because it applies to TikTok too. 2 things actually. One, I think it's really important that you have some kind of closed captioning, even if you're using a song in the background, because if someone is deaf or hard of hearing, then they might not hear what the song actually is, and then one, that's not cool. We want to make sure our content is accessible and that we're inclusive. But on top of that, it also makes it so that your content kind of becomes irrelevant, because if a song that you chose or a certain audio is part of the joke or part of why your content is entertaining, there's the art piece, then they're going to miss that part of it and it's not going to benefit them or you. So make sure that you take some time and put closed captioning on all of your videos, no matter what platform you're doing. That can be as simple as using the text to show what audio is being said in real time. And what you can do on TikTok is if you go to click edit and then set duration, you can use those little sliders to make sure that the text appears and disappears at the right time, syncing with the words, lyrics in the song, or with the words that you're saying. If you're just doing one of those videos where you're talking, you can just use the caption feature and the platform will automatically generate that for you. If you do that, please actually check the captions, watch it a couple of times through to make sure it's syncing up correctly and that you have the right words. Because just on this one for TikTok, my name for lunch, by the way, and I really try to enunciate, but sometimes things just come out weird. And my caption said Brittany for lunch. So, I mean, that's just a silly example, but you can imagine how sometimes if you say a certain word, like for example, the word cluck. If you're talking about chickens, you don't want a rhyming swear word that goes with that coming up on your TikTok that's for kids or for parents or for teachers. So just be thinking about that. Make sure that you really look at your captions. Also, another reason you want to be careful of that is depending on the platform, they might censor you or then like report your account altogether, and you really don't want that. Those are my tips for today. Consider, is there a tutorial that you can record on your phone, either with a screen recorder like the one I mentioned? Yeah, X recorder is what it is. So if you're recording something on your screen, that would be good. Or you can just record on your regular camera, like face down, camera down, and you can have yourself coloring or something like that, doing something on a desk or on wherever you record or want to record so that you can demonstrate something or show something. I've seen some really amazing examples of this on TikTok or on Instagram. What can you do to demonstrate a skill, teach your audience something new, or even demonstrate how you use a resource of yours? It can kind of be dual purpose, right? Some of the best marketing is content that gets your audience a quick win. So think of different ways that you can do that with the short form videos that you're creating. By the way, if this is really overwhelming to you, I get it. You know, we're getting into day 4 of the challenge. This is usually when people start dropping off. Day 1, everybody's excited. Day 2, people are like, okay, I want to be on a 2-day streak. Day 3, you start falling off. But day 4 is usually when it's really, really hard to keep that habit going. Anytime you're making any kind of new habit, I recommend not missing more than 2 days in a row. I know that sometimes we need a break. And I know that a lot of people, especially introverted entrepreneurs, can find social media really stressful and overwhelming. My hope is I can help you make it more fun. But in the meantime, try to get into the habit of creating every single day. I get it. It might be really tiring now, but you will get better. Even in the past 4 days, I've seen myself up-leveling my skills. Oh, I also learned how to use the TikTok Editor Studio today. And so one thing I did that you'll notice is that usually when you start recording, if you're talking, you have a little bit of a pause between when you start recording and when the video actually starts talking. So I actually edited the space before when I was talking and after I was talking so that it goes right to the content and you don't have any gaps. Because remember, we're in an attention economy. If there's any kind of long gap, people are going to skip it. They're not going to watch it. And I want to make sure that people are watching the content all the way through so they can get the help and support they need. And I'm sure you want the same thing for your watchers, listeners, subscribers, etc. I hope it was helpful. If you still are needing more support and help with this, I do short form video support and creation. Either I can plan with you like a done with you service where I guide you and coach you on what to record, whether you're recording your face or recording down. I also do done for you where I do a lot of that recording and stuff for you. And obviously the prices vary depending on what you need. But that link is in the episode show notes if you want to learn more about that. Or you can come into the Facebook group and you can either message me personally or you can find the link that I have on a featured post in there. Until tomorrow, I hope that you go create. Remember that if you're in the Facebook group, come and link your TikTok that you make with one of those tips down below. And let me know, what will you be using? What will you not be using? I don't expect you all to spend as much time as I do, right? So don't feel like you have to use every one of these tips or features that I ever tell you. It's just for you to help. That's it for today. I can't wait to see your content.